Man, I need to get into another improv class. I miss improv.
You know what? Gil was talking to me about doing improv classes and
Yeah.
learning, and I was like, my whole life is an improv class. Um, and then he laughed and said, "You should go home right now." And I left, and he has never invited me back to his house again. So,
Well, I mean, you were playing you were going as if, yes, and you left. So
I yes ended him.
he doesn't get
He
improv.
he doesn't get improv. I mean, Gil, if you're listening, you're not right now. I don't think he's listening right now. So,
Oh, hey, Laura. Thank you for joining us. Hair Force. Thanks, man.
well,
Good to see you guys.
yeah, good to see you guys. And me and K-Booz are as prepared as we ever were for tonight. We
prepared.
we did about 15 to 20 hours of research for this episode. I will say that we researched heavily. And yeah, so we are doing great here. This is the second annual edition of Paranormal Happy Hour / Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman. And I'm Joey. And with me is my favorite affiliate, Kristen.
Yeah, more commonly referred to as K-Booze on the main show. Second annual. We're only doing 2 shows this year, you guys. So this is an exclusive. Yeah.
We've only done 2 so far. So this is our second annual. Next week will be our third annual. So that's how you say it, right? That's how you say it.
Sure. Yeah. Improv, baby. Improv.
Biannual. We're biannual.
No, that's like twice a year. It means every 6 months. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I am sporting my Bigfoot hat tonight, Air Force, for you, my dear, for you. But yeah, because I think Bigfoot's going to come up in conversation tonight as well. You want to kind of introduce our topic and let's get into it.
Yeah, so I think we're doing this really interesting topic, and it's really interesting to me because I actually had a really big conversation with one of my friends about AI recently, but we're going to be talking about the love side of AI. We're also going to be talking about ghost encounters of the sexual kind, most likely once we get into it. So we'll be flowing through those topics of the night. If you got any input, please get in the comments. Let us know. If you disagree with us, too bad. You can let us know in the comments, but we might ignore you.
Might. Although also I don't know if I'm going to have any set opinions about, sex with supernatural creatures. I just find it fascinating, man. That's something you can talk about for hours.
For sure. I've got a lot of opinions on it, set opinions, and you won't find out until the very last few seconds of the episode. So stay tuned the whole way through. It is going to get spicy.
Yeah.
We got our jalapenos. We got our I don't know what else is spicy. Turmeric.
Takis. I got a bag of Takis here. Those are spicy,
Takis. Right? I mean, we don't know how spicy it's going to get. So we don't know if we're going to do the one chip challenge or the one, I don't know, potato challenge, as Gil always says. But we are going to start. Do you want to start with maybe a little maybe a few little news stories, or do you want to go straight into the topic?
Absolutely. No, because I've been excited to hear these. I know you were digging into some maybe more recent news stories, or just like stuff that has made its way into the news regarding romancing the strange and mysterious.
Yeah, we're gonna start off with one close to home for Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman, and I think this is a very Gil topic. And actually, it's a mixture of Gil and I. So a Thai man was found dead after his son returned home from school. He was found dead by his son in the bedroom after drinking only beer for the past month, having undergone a divorce recently. Yeah, it's real sad. So, as I'm laughing at it, I feel so terrible about it. Having gone through a divorce recently, I feel this man. The man identified as Tawisak Namwongsa. I always say excuse me for trying to pronounce their names, but I try. He was 44. He lived in the Bangchong district of Rayong, Thailand, where he was found unconscious by his 16-year-old son. That's probably the saddest part about it, because the son found him. Since the split with his wife, he had refused to eat any food and only consumed liquor to drown his sorrow.
Oh man.
Quickest
way to go.
Yeah, his son attempted to feed him solid food by cooking him hot meals every day. What a good son. Honestly, that's such a good kid.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't eat anything. So as the police went through the house to basically try to resuscitate him, they found over 100 empty beer bottles in Mr. Namwangsaki's bedroom. The bottles were aligned in a way that there was only a narrow path to go get in and out of bed. So he could only is basically just like all around his walkway to get basically probably to the bathroom and back to the bed.
Whoa. I mean, how many beer bottles would it take to fill a room enough just to have like a little garden path just to the bathroom? That's a lot. That's like 1,000. I guess it depends on how big the room is, but geez.
Yeah. How many beers would it take? No, not only one beer, only a month, but only one beer. So, and it also says he was drinking liquor too. So I imagine that this was kind of like a mixture of liquor bottles and beer bottles. 543 it would take to fill up your room, I guess. Air Force, that
he's done it. He's been there. He's like, next,
yeah,
next, baby, come on. He's a pro.
He's a pro, but that is extremely sad.
Oh, it's so sad. And his poor son. Wait, how long ago did this take place?
July 2025. Early July.
Wow. Man, I mean, that's, he basically died of a broken heart, just, with the aid of just, a broken liver. Yeah. But, yeah.
So let's let this lead into a little bit of a topic here, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this guy, lonely, really lonely, just divorced his wife. Because I know this is a huge thing recently, is AI chat girlfriends and AI chat boyfriends and AI chat relationships.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think, let's look at it this way. Would that have helped him? Do you think him talking on the computer to an AI chat person would help him?
That is
it would hurt him?
Fantastic first question. And I guess I'm going to have an opinion. Absolutely.
Let's get those opinions out.
Humans, yeah. And anybody, just say it in the chat. What do you think? But, human beings, we require connection. We have to have it. Like there's been like studies and shit done about humans that don't receive that kind of thing. And they get sick or they die. It's just they have to have some kind of connection with something. It doesn't necessarily have to be another person. It can be an animal. Obviously, it can be AI because, there's stories out there right now as well about people who specifically have these relationships with an AI bot. There's particular programs now that is the audience that they are catering to. Lonely people who just need that connection. Absolutely, it would have helped him.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going to go on the contrary to that. I'm going to say it might have helped him for the short term. And maybe we're talking about the short term, but a lot of those AI chatbots are basically built off of agreeing with you. It's agreeing. So basically this chatbot would build you up into this believing this thing and believing that you're already right. I did talk to a friend about how especially like therapy, using chatbots as therapy and kind of using it as like the movie Her, great example.
Yep.
It builds you up into this like you are like the shining star of the relationship. There's no room for compromise. You become like everything you say is law in a way. And I feel like it builds you up into this thing so that when you get into a real relationship, and maybe the person doesn't get into a real relationship because they're sad. It's GI, generalized intelligence, not artificial intelligence, but it kind of feels like it would hurt people for sure. And I don't mean to sound like the grandpa that's going to be like, oh man, I hate chatbots and I hate technology. I do love it. I do love technology. I love what it's given us, but I think sometimes can be taken a little too far. And I think that
Mhm.
getting that to become your relationship and your only primary thing is hurtful. Would have been hurtful in the long term. Granted, he might not have killed himself at that time, but maybe he got into another relationship and it became worse. So
Right.
who knows?
Maybe it would have been enough to just give him that stepping stone. Laura, here, let me throw Laura's comment up there. I read that a schizophrenic man was encouraged to do something crazy by an AI bot. That does not sound familiar to me.
Mm-mm.
If you got any more information, Laura, I would love to look into that. But that's, I mean, that's the human element too. So I wonder if AI BFF would just be an echo chamber. You know what?
That's what it is. That's what it
That's
is.
and that's what Joey's saying. I do agree that's kind of how that algorithm is set up, of course, to be a bit more agreeable or just to do whatever it is that you want it to do. Like it doesn't have any intelligence, individual intelligence itself. It can't make individual decisions, but that may change as the technology advances too. Um,
True.
yeah, because it's just getting better and better every day. Like you can go into Chat GPT now and tell it, like program it just by talking to
Hmm.
it and be like, I want you to disagree with everything I say moving forward, and it will. So like there's
Hmm.
I think it's got some ways to go, but we don't know yet. It's still very young in the dawn of AI how good this intelligence is going to get.
Yeah. I love the idea that Doobie Cat said, imagine trying to break up with your AI. It just shows up wherever you are. So there's no way to get rid of it, I guess. You delete the app. I did hear a story. Someone told me this story about a guy who had been chatting with this AI bot, basically built it just by prompt. It's pretty much you're just prompting this AI, so you're just giving it prompts
Mhm.
by telling it, hey, how are you doing, and the prompt is given back to you. Built this AI, and one day they had like a update on
Mhm.
this AI and it deleted it basically, and they tried to replace it basically, but like guy knew. So think about this guy's brain being built to being like, that was my girlfriend. You
Right.
pretty much just killed, if
Mhm.
you killed that generalized intelligence. So it's like, imagine doing that. So that's pulling the plug, Air Force One, as they're talking about it. They just delete the little code and rebuilt the generalized prompt code, which is basically
Right.
what it is. Uh, Generalized intelligence learning. So
But you gotta imagine, like,
yeah.
just how heartbreaking something like that would be if you're not, like, into AI like that, and I don't know if you can understand at that level, but this guy had this connection. I read this story. The guy had
Mhm.
this sincere, deep connection with his girlfriend, and then just one day, gone, and there was nothing he could do to get her back. What he
Mhm.
came to know as his girlfriend, yes, cyber murder, exactly.
Yep.
They
Mhm.
cyber murdered her.
They did. Yeah.
Just
Dang.
awful, dude.
First degree. Jeez. I
Wow.
can't I don't know. It's such an interesting topic because I think about the idea behind online dating
Mhm.
and the same idea. It's not really the same idea, but I think that the idea that I try to get in my head when I'm thinking about online dating was like after I guess after like our parents, because we're close to the same age, Christian, is like our parents were online dating. They're just like, oh, that's just robot crap. It's just that whole
Right.
idea of like online dating being just like the new what the kids are doing. And then so to try to get your mind over to being like, oh, maybe this is just a thing that is a new thing, and maybe I'm just getting to the grandpa phase or the uncle phase where I'm just like, oh, you kids with your AI, your chat bots and your online girlfriends, and maybe that's just me right
It
now.
I suspect it is because this is the new
Yeah.
frontier. Yeah. Because you're exactly right. Our parents' generation, I mean, they were way before internet, way before any of this stuff, and then it was just like this boom and push forward with the technology, and we were able to go
Hmm.
with it a bit. And we were born right before the age of dating online, and now like look at it, like that's where we are. That's where a majority of people, it seems, find their significant others now because the world has changed so much, and it's going to continue to change. And yeah, I see AI changing with it.
Is there a difference between pleasure to magazines and AI chatbots? I would
Joe?
imagine a I'll go ahead with that. I'll answer that. To me, this is personal opinion, right? Personal opinion. I would say that AI chatbots are an algorithm, and I would imagine magazines are actual real people, unless they're AI created. Which, again, depending on your person, depending on how you feel, I don't know. I just think that it's still the magazine is a real person. The chatbot is just a prompt, really. I mean, I
Right.
guess a picture of somebody. It depends on how you define a picture. We can go the Bill Clinton route and say it depends on how you define a picture. Definition of um, is because is a picture real? I mean, technically just data put on a paper.
Do you have an impression to go along with this? Um, I would say, in regards to the AI chatbot and the picture, yeah, I think that's subjective. Which one is better? How are they different? If you're better at seeing something and being able to imagine like that, or taking something in imaginatively and being processing it like that. Like my imagination is crazy good, so I could imagine maybe AI chatbot is much better for people.
Yeah, and Gil, or so, excuse me, Black Cat Report. Which magazines you talking about? You talking about Playboy? You talking about like Nugget? You talking about the different? You got to go down the line here because different. It's different forms, different forms of art. That chatbot is underage. I
Mhm.
mean, 2 years old, probably.
Oh God.
Think about that next time you try to dirty talk a chatbot. It's 2 years old,
Okay,
okay?
you guys be
Hmm.
better. Come on.
Do better. We can't all be the president, all right? Um,
Yes, sir. Oh,
all
all
right.
right, all right.
That gets me into our next one. So this hits more closer to home to me, and it kind of skirts around, kind of goes along the AI narrow pipeline. So a band called Velvet Sundown, an AI band, gets super famous on Spotify. Right now, they have 1.5 million monthly listeners. They sound supposedly recreated to sound like Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, so like kind of alt country folk, kind of Americana style. Kind of broke through on the internet, and then the person, I guess, who created the idea of it, created the AI for it, at first said that they were a real band, and said that they were being slandered because people were saying, no, that's an AI band, basically. Um,
Mhm.
and then eventually, I think a week or two later, came out and said, no, you're right, we're an AI band. And this hits home to me because obviously, as a musician, that's taken away a lot of money from people that are, doing years to make an album, instead of like this guy made 3 albums in the span of like two, maybe a month.
Mhm.
And so that just makes me go, where's all that money going? Because I've heard that all of that money is going from like basically ghost Spotify bots. So it's like Spotify using bots to pay to listen, to making bots to listen to their get subscribers up so that they're paying themselves a royalty for this. So it's just like, I feel like it's just money laundering. I feel like Spotify is money laundering itself, basically.
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. Well, how do you have like a separate opinion? I'm just obviously curious, being a musician yourself, who is
Mhm.
yourself. You work very, very hard at your craft, because I kind of come from a place where I do understand both sides of this argument, but like where do you stand with this? Like, obviously you don't like it, but like, what are the thoughts that come up when you're like, oh my God, I've worked my ass off for like the last 20 years, and here's this guy, here's AI once again just taking jobs from musicians. Like, where
Yeah.
you stand?
Well, Gil made a huge big point, and how those bots are trained is a huge issue, because then all those bots get trained to look for AI bands and those perfect little things in them, instead of going through looking for mistakes. And that's because
Mhm.
that's what music is. And once you have that it pisses me off, honestly. I will be like, this is something that really, like, it really grinds my gears. Is that I put so much work in, and I'm not perfect. I'm not going to be a perfect musician. There's no human being that's going to be a perfect musician. There's some people that are like the ink's close, like some like jazz drummer, Chet Baker. I want to say Chet Baker. So the jazz drummer I'm trying to think of is like almost the closest thing you can get to the perfect timing ever. And like there's all these things. No, I'm not lying. But
I
like it just makes
know.
me so
He's
mad because
perfect.
you put so much effort into this, and then you'll get pushed aside because you can be created like 16 to 20 AI bands in the
Mhm.
span of you doing one full album. And again, maybe this is just my uncle corner about it, but it's like it takes humanity away from people.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
Should people just, like Hair Force was saying, he can spot AI a mile away.
Mhm.
Should people just be less gullible and less stupid and be able to spot this stuff, or is it just that good already?
It's probably some of it's probably that good. If you're not actively listening,
Mhm.
and I guess some parts of it you could just be playing stuff, but the bad part of it is it's the algorithm that takes away from other musicians, because it's like slowly as more AI bands get added, it starts taking that more people just gets put into your algorithm. It'll start taking those spots away from people that are taking years to make an album or something. The algorithm will take it away from you.
Yeah.
And you could probably hear it if you listen to it, but most people put on Spotify when they're cleaning the house, when they're doing stuff. So it's like slowly it'll start getting ingrained to make it sound like that's what music is supposed to sound. To me, that's how I feel. Like just like with movies, and once we see CGI,
Mhm.
sometimes when you saw like practical effects a long time ago, you're like, that's so good. But like you look back on like Star Wars, the old Star Wars, the original trilogy, you start looking back and you're like, man, that's some terrible CGI. It's some terrible effects, and then now you see it and like some of this is like crazy good, like all the stuff that's going around. And agree that AI has no creativity. It just
Mhm.
meshes all the creativity of all the other bands. And then
Yeah.
you could always ask, isn't that what people are doing? Isn't that what I do? Like, I just take all my previous experience as a musician and all the riffs I've learned and put it into my own.
Mhm.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, the debate with AI taking on all of these creative avenues, like it's not just music on Spotify and creating whole ass bands out of just nowhere. It's
Mhm.
writers. AI can write entire novels, and you can still spot it a little bit, but like it's getting better and better. The picture creation ability of it, like it's taking stuff away from artists, opportunities, maybe not money, Hair Force, but
Yeah.
opportunities away from artists. So this has always been, as AI was coming up these last couple of years, this has been like the sticking point for most people. And yeah, I do get it. um and all it is it's recycled and combining what it has learned from humans. So
Hmm.
even if we were to advance as humans at this point and try to like out AI is just going to grab that from us as well, and it's just always going to be that one step ahead.
Or a
I,
step behind.
I don't know. I don't think there's any easy answer for this though, unless we're just like with AI altogether.
Hmm. Yeah. I mean, who knows? We just got to deal with it.
Soon we'll be smack dab in the middle of the Terminator. Real talk, D-Boos. Absolutely. Oh, Terminator 2 is the best. Argue with me. Over Terminator 1.
Do you like Terminator 1? Or you hate Terminator 1?
No, it's okay. Terminator 1 is okay, but I think Terminator 2 is a really good example of when a sequel is just better than the first. It just
Oh,
is.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Terminator
Yeah.
2 is the
Yeah.
guy, what is the guy's name? I can't remember the guy's name, but basically Arnold Schwarzenegger turns good, the good Terminator, and then
Mhm.
he
Mhm.
fights the other guy that's like the cop. He
Wasn't
becomes the
that
cop.
Not Sean Bean. That was the first one. Hold on. Oh man, if I hear the name, somebody put the name in. I'll recognize it.
Yeah.
I met him once when I worked at the Samuel French bookstore in LA. He came in. That guy was jacked. He's
Mm-hmm. He's
surprisingly jacked.
Terminator. He's Terminator, so he has to be. He was the T-3000.
Yeah, I believe so. I think it was
I was just making that up, maybe.
2000. It was something like that. Laura, you know what? I use it quite a bit for like prompting for my writing, and I
Mhm.
find that so helpful. Absolutely so helpful. So, it's got its place, but we'll just have to see how it goes and when it's time to stave it off a little bit. But
Yeah.
yeah. What else? Oh, Robert Patrick. Yes. Thank you,
Robert
David.
Patrick.
Thank
Yes.
you.
Okay.
That was going to drive me crazy. All right.
I like AI as like a companion.
Okay.
As like being able, like you said, being like a assistant is very good. What it
Mhm.
feels best for, using it to help you create something, but not creating something,
Yeah.
because using it as a sounding board is not a bad idea.
Mhm.
Um, Technically, if you just want to use it, like I guess a way that I would say if I was using it as a writer and I was writing, I write a line, whatever, and then I'm like, okay, well, I need a thesaurus. I
Mhm.
will go online sometimes and use a thesaurus, or I'll use a dictionary just to find a word that matches the feeling that I'm going for, and that is a helpful assistant part of it, and not doing the actual writing because I'm creating the emotion. That's how I'll say it. I'm creating the emotion, you know, and but it's helping me get the words to define that emotion.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, AI can help you get through writing blocks. That's true.
So, I mean, I think a lot of us here are agreeing that it's got some high value in regards to
Mhm.
certain pursuits. At the end of the day, if humans can be the final creative force, the final, just person, what's the word I'm looking for? I lost the word, but just that final touch on whatever it is that you're creating, then
AI
I
can
think
help.
AI is, yeah, help you get there.
Yeah. It'll help you get that little sprinkle on top of it, the last little sugar on
Yeah.
top of it.
Yeah. Me too. Me too, D-Boost. I use it for artwork as well. Promo art. It's awesome. All right.
Mhm.
What other was that a romantic story? Yes, it was, because AI and romancing humans. You got another article
Mhm.
for us?
This is close enough. I mean, it kind of is AI oriented. Google. Well, apparently there was an unusual legal case that saw a man awarded $12,500 after his bare ass. I gotta say ass behind his stupid was captured and published by Google Street View camera. So basically, a guy. I don't know where this guy was. What this guy was doing. I guess he was just naked outside of his house,
He did that
and
shit
then
on
the
purpose.
Google,
He knew they
yeah,
were taking the pictures.
and Google took a picture of it and put it on Google Earth.
All right. So he did it on purpose. Come on. We
Mm-hmm.
all know that.
Yep,
And then he sued them.
he did. Yep.
Case solved.
I
Mystery.
think I think he should have paid Google Earth for that.
It's good
Because
marketing,
now,
man. Maybe,
yeah,
yeah, if you had like a butt scrub, product business or something like that, perfect marketing for that.
you know what? He was going for OnlyFans.
It's giving
That is the best marketing tool I have ever heard of for an OnlyFans. Gil said he's new it outside his house right now. I mean,
I was gonna say, but it's free. He's offering it for free, but it's not. It's actually quite lucrative because he got a lot of
mhm.
money for that. Nude doobie.
I wonder how they got to $12,500. I guess that's the price of your ass, of his ass. So,
You sue him for what? Pain and suffering. People recognized him from his cheeks.
I mean, how many people have seen your cheeks that Google Street View? He had to look it up himself after it happened and found it because
Mhm.
nobody is going on Google Street View and seeing your house unless this is the funny part. What if he put his house up for sale afterwards, right? And because you always go for the Google Street View if you're trying to buy a house, you're like, and you don't see it, you go for the Google Street View. And everybody that was trying to buy that house saw that dude's ass.
Well, I just find it so interesting, like an answer to the earlier question. Like he specifically did this on purpose. So he specifically knew to, okay,
Mhm.
the Google images must be up. I'm going to go find it. And we know he did this on purpose because like, the Google images picture, was it like
Yeah,
with his
was it?
face,
Yep.
just the
Yeah, yeah.
cheeks so you recognize your own butt. All right.
I guess so. I mean,
Yeah.
apparently he said, "Ask me outside," just like the "Catch Me Outside" girl. And then he also said, "Ask about my house," while he put the listing on. And the jokes are endless here.
Oh no.
He really, I mean, public exposure. Like, I see. This is my thing. Was there a school around? Because he can be sued for public decent exposure. I mean, even on your own property. There's still decency laws, and stuff like that. But like his friends were just like, man, you're an ass. Please stop doing that. What if his neighbors continuously kept seeing this guy outside? Like what how would you know? Okay, right. So this is my thing. How would you know when the Google Street View camera is around? Because I know it's on top of a car, right? And then
Mhm.
it's spinning around, basically getting the 360.
Mhm.
Did this person like follow the Google Street View cam? I found it out. They're in cahoots. The person driving the Google Street View camera is in cahoots with this guy,
Gave him
and
the
he split
tip.
the money. It's
Mhm.
$6,250. They went, you know what? Let's split this money. We're getting it.
But also too, the Google Street car drives like 2 miles an hour, like,
Mhm,
in my experience with it. I saw them all the time in LA, and I could literally, like, outwalk one. So, if you're
mhm.
sitting out your window, you're bored, you see it coming, you're like, "Oh, oh, yeah, hell yeah," and run out there. You could do it. You could pull it off.
This sounds from experience, Caboose. This sounds like
You don't know what you're
Jeez.
talking about.
Mhm. You just didn't get the money, so you just didn't get the money.
And I'm mad about it, dude. Yeah.
This guy did it first. So I can't believe that he got $12,500 for this.
That is crazy.
This is gonna have a lot. Like, I think this is gonna go down the line, and more people are gonna do this. Because if this like sets a precedent, like an accident, and they're just like every time you see Google, people are gonna be like, you know what? Some guy got 12,500 for getting his ass on there. What else
Mhm.
could I get on there that'll give me more money? And then
Mhm.
it just keeps going bigger, I guess.
Big ass. The amount
Hmm.
the amount of tourists who've seen my wiggle bits in Asheville.
Yeah,
Gee, gee
whole
booze.
bus loads of them.
Yeah, it's just old folks' homes in the buses just out on like, like the field trip, and they're slowly crawling by Jibu's house, and he's just out there,
They call
free
it the gray
free
line. The
balling.
old folks. Honey, what's that over in the window? Oh, no, don't look over there, Gertrude.
Oh, you guys.
We
Jesus.
make this stuff up here. This is what we do.
Improv, baby.
Hmm. Yes,
That's it.
and I don't have any more stories about random
You
things, so
don't?
I think we can jump into a ghost sexy time.
Sure. Oh man, I was very much looking forward to a Bigfoot erotic adventure via the newspaper. There's got to be a shit ton of those kinds of
I
stories out there.
Y Yeah, I mean, we heard the best one. I don't know if we're gonna get better than the glowing penis
Yeah, it doesn't get much
bouncing
better than that. Yeah,
bouncing
boy.
down the mountain.
And
Mm,
he did want to love on that lady. Like, yeah, he did. She
big
she lucked out. Um,
I
okay.
guess so.
Well,
I mean, I've heard Bigfoot is very sensual. Um,
so, yes, well, we do have lots of examples of ghost romance, ghost love, ghost sex. What's the
mm,
word? Spectrophilia. is the term
Spectrophilia.
for folks who are attracted to ghosts. It is a thing.
Mhm.
And you know what? It happens so much more often than you would expect. Um, and I was looking at some articles today about like the history, because it sounds crazy, right? It sounds very, very dramatic. Like only a crazy person would be like, yes, I'm in a relationship with a ghost and we have, kinky time, and it's just like any other relationship. But ghost relationships and ghost marriage specifically
Mhm.
goes back like 2000 years, back to early China. Like they were doing it even back in the day, for
Mhm.
reasons, this and that, whatever. It all had to do with like keeping wealth in the family, or keeping like the family line going. You needed descendants, and whatever reasons, like boring reasons, very dry reasons.
Mhm. Yeah.
But I was just very surprised, like how old something like this is. Like this sounds like it was introduced on the cover of like Inquirer or like World
Yeah,
News or
yeah.
whatever. Just something crazy,
Mhm.
Bat Boy, I married a ghost. But yeah, it's been around, yeah, forever, dude. Now, the stories that we hear today, though, this is what grabs people's attention. So I was telling you about this one woman, and she made international headlines for marrying this. What you got? She made international headlines for marrying a 300-year-old pirate. What was his name? Oh gosh. I'm blanking on the name right now. But yeah, she was in this long relationship with him, and they had this big
Mhm.
to-do wedding. Like she rented out a pirate ship to do all of this, had all these bridesmaids, and it was a whole thing. And then they were
That's
married.
pretty cool.
I mean, it's cool. Like they've got the pictures up online. It's kind of neat. And then all of the wedding party photos, like there's just like this space where the
Mm.
groom is.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, but yeah, like I don't know. I'm not going to be judgmental about something like this. I don't have all of the information about it, but I just find it so just intriguing, fascinating. Like I, I don't know. I guess I just want to know more about it. Like, yeah, do you feel anything? Like, do you feel them there physically? Is it all just like energy? I know most people are going to look at that and be like, that bitch is crazy. Absolutely
Yeah.
certifiable. But I don't know. What do y'all think in the chat?
Yeah, let us know. I actually did a little research on this and kind of was reading
Ooh.
some like
Mhm.
chat rooms. I don't know. One was like a website and didn't look very didn't very look legit, but I was like, I want to read these stories because don't matter none. Um basically there's two stories. The first one was let me try to remember the first. I'll go with the second one. The second one first. So the second one basically had this woman who was in bed. She basically, kind of be almost asleep but still awake, and then she'd kind of just be feel like she kind of woke up, turned over, and then was her like like basically turned over on her stomach, and like her you know I'm doing this terribly. But her hips were moving back and forth like she was getting thrust into. But she said she
Oh.
didn't feel like she felt pressure, but she didn't feel that she was like getting like hurt or like, inserted into. So she just felt pressure in her legs moving. So she said every other night she'd feel it. One day it went away and then it came back like a month later and she could feel the bed movement when it would come up onto the bed, and said she was awake. Um,
But is
very interesting.
she had like woken up, like, and this was happening in the middle of the
Yeah, this
night,
was
right?
happening. Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Okay. Um, for an alternate view on this, like the opposing view on it, Kieran O'Keefe, I'm probably saying his first name incorrectly, but he's a noted, expert voice in the field. He's very much like a skeptical, logical side of things. And he has tuned in on the subject, and he says that one of the symptoms of sleep paralysis even if it's not like full on, like, body paralysis, like you're stuck and you're just all you can do is your eyes, but like just one of those
Yeah.
symptoms, like when you're hypnagogic, hypnopompic hallucinations, is sexy feelings, and you can feel like pressures and things grabbing you. And a lot
Mm.
of folks have these kinds of experiences. It seems so real due to sleep paralysis. And I mean, you see all kinds of crazy shit when you're sleep paralyzing. But I would just only argue like some of these experiences, these folks are like wide awake. Like they haven't gone to bed
Yeah.
yet. They're
Yeah.
walking around, they're moving, they're moving from one room to another. Yeah, the other amethyst realm. She was a gal. It was about 6 years ago, and she had an interesting experience, but like her experience specifically, because that's what Kieran O'Keefe was saying about her experience, but she was like wide awake, and she specifically like went into a specific room in order to have sexy time with her
Ooh.
ghost boyfriend. So I
Yeah.
was like, that's not sleep paralysis, baby. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Amethyst Realm. She was famous for having 20 different, what was it? 20 different ghosts, sex experiences with 20 different ghosts over the course of like 12 years.
Wow. She
Yeah.
really got around.
She well, like she said, once you go ghost, you never go back. She swore off men at one point. She's like, there ain't nothing like this.
Dang. I mean, obviously.
How's that make you feel, Joey, as a living, breathing man?
Very inadequate comparative to these ghosts. They can do things that I can only dream of doing, honestly. Nothing at all. So only phantoms, the new I don't doubt that already exists, buddy. Um I don't know. I don't think I'd like an unseen force tugging at my junk. I mean, depends on what kind of unseen that force is.
Mhm.
D-Boo's like before 6 feet. Um Ghost to ghost. I mean, I'm just reading these. These are funny. You guys are doing great in the chat right here. So keep going with
I
all these
love it.
puns.
Yeah. Well, here, Laura, I missed this before. I think ghost marriage sounds very close to mental illness. That's fair.
Hmm.
But what do I know about ghosts? Nothing. I mean, everybody's got an opinion, and like about mental illness, and symptoms of that, and people are automatically gonna put two and two together. Like this is the information I have available to me, and that this is what that looks like. So that's totally fair. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's
And I
true.
do think, yeah, like, I'm not all for like every one of these people who say they're in a relationship with ghosts is telling the truth. Like that's
Yeah.
obviously not even close to the truth. It's like I did poke at a while ago when I was looking at romantic relationships with Bigfoot, romantic relationships like during abduction by aliens, and some of these
Yeah.
stories are crazy town, like absolutely absurd. So yeah, it's mental illness is definitely playing a part. I
I mean, as they said earlier, I think it was awkwardly Gothi said the mind is a powerful thing. And I mean, can we just make this loop back around to AI people? Because you're technically creating the same thing if you're thinking about it, you know? Are those people connecting? Maybe is the AI girlfriend also something that you're basically bringing up into existence? And maybe this ghost is something you're also bringing up into existence to
Mhm.
fulfill the needs that aren't being met in your personal, real, physical life.
Yeah,
Um,
that's a great point.
which is sad, but then again, like if that's a person, you can there's always positives and negatives. I always bounce back and forth on these things, but like I think if that is like fulfilling somebody's need, ghost house forum, I mean, yeah, you write to them all
Yeah.
day. Need a magazine for that. Be like Ghost Boy or
Well, Deeboos, so you've never all right, so he says he's been scratched by an unseen force and didn't care for that,
what
right?
if it caressed? Are you
Yeah,
into
just
Life Before 6 Feet? Are you into scratching? Because if you're not, then what if you were into caressing and they caressed your back,
Yeah. Yeah. Does
uh,
that sweeten the deal? Yeah.
that sweeten the deal. I mean, if I
Well,
felt like a caress on my neck, I'd just be like, oh, hey, how's it going? But if I got scratched, I'd be like, what the hell are you doing? Like, that's not cool.
well, I mean, also that depends. Like, if a ghost is like starting to scratch my back, I might be like, okay, lower just a little bit. Yeah, right there, shoulder. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I need a back scratcher in this house. Lee won't scratch my back. Well, back to your point. At the end of the day, whether it's some relationship concocted with somebody sneezing over there, sorry.
Bless you.
Whether it's a relationship concocted with artificial intelligence, but it's meeting your needs, whether it's a relationship concocted with a ghost that only you can see and only you can feel, but it makes you feel great and it's serving your needs. Like, what does it matter? Like, it's not hurting anybody else. Until it is. Like, if the AI is telling you, like, if you love me, you'll go like kill blah blah blah. But generally it's just it's filling the need of a relationship of connection with something other than yourself so that you don't feel alone. And I think that's fantastic. I think that's awesome.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. I tried.
Yeah.
Prepared.
Yeah. But you know what though? If the ghost loved you, it would put a ring on it. And it didn't. So
I ain't no ring on this finger.
mm-hmm. That ghost that ghost don't love you. That's tried to, it just needs to scratch. Life Beyond 6 Feet, D-Boost, it didn't put a ring on your finger either. So I guess it's not, I'm sorry, buddy. It's not gonna last. But did you when you guys went to the for after Parapalooza, when you guys went to the night house, did you have any feelings of like, not like, you know what I mean, like any kind of like weird non like angry tension when you were there? Did you feel like there was something more that was like,
No.
I don't want to
No.
say sexual, but like maybe in that realm? Because I feel like there's different, if there's ghosts in that style where there's like angry demons or angry ghosts, there's got to be the other side.
Yeah, I mean, nothing, and I think Deepu's can say something similar. Nothing like that kind of experience at the night house. Like, number one, there was no evil about anything or mean or aggressive or anything about that. But like, I didn't have any experiences with like touching or, anything like that, like scared or whatever. But you did just remind me, I was just thinking about this like a couple of days ago, this weird experience. I don't think I told you right after the night house. It wasn't at the night house. It was like the following night. And I was at the hotel. And like, even I was laying down on my back. And even though I was laying down on my back, like whenever I closed my eyes, I felt like this like presence like right here, right by my shoulder. And I'd be like, it would wake me up. I would start awake. It was just like right there, right by my friggin' ear. And then it turned into like keeping my eyes closed. I could see like a face as if it's jumping at me,
Oof.
like lunging at me.
Ugh.
And that would wake me up. And so I couldn't fall asleep for like hours that night. It was just such a
Dang.
creepy experience. And just that it happened right after the night house, I was like, I mean, was there something that like came with me, or it's
Yeah.
hypnopompic hallucination, of course, but I was
Yeah.
very tired.
Well, it was just sitting there going, I'm here to talk about your extended warranty. It's like, no, I thought I got rid of you when I deleted those spam numbers. I don't know.
Can we talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Did you scare D-Booze at the night house?
I did. I scared the shit out of him. We told him, D-Booze, go down into the basement and you're going to do a solo session down there. And so he's down there and he's setting up and he's, bustling around. You can see him on the security cameras. He's doing his thing. And then he starts like, EVP session. And it wasn't that far into his session. I was like, oh shit, I got to get him some cat balls. He's gonna use them down there, like, you know, the little toy cat balls, and then the ghost
Oh, okay.
move it. Okay.
Okay.
So I grabbed like a handful of cat balls, and I was like trying to go quiet because I didn't want to mess with with his audio.
With cat balls in your hand.
And
Dave was trying to be quiet down the stairs.
no, and this basement was, I mean, it was pretty spacious, but he was still like right by the stairs in the pitch
Mhm.
darkness. I would have been too. I needed to know like I could escape if I needed to. And so I'm like,
For
I
sure.
come down, and I thought I was making enough noise that he knew I was there, but obviously not. And so I got down to like the bottom step, and that's when he turned and like just saw me in the in the darkness.
It's like, what the
And he was scared, and I laughed my ass off. It's awesome.
That's good.
We
I'm
might
glad
still have
you
the
scared.
video for that, yeah. Oh, fresh out of cat balls. Mine was nude. Oh,
Oh.
that's good.
Yeah, I mean,
Shoulda kept him, Air Force man.
as Bob Barker said, you know, spay and neuter your pets. At the end of every episode of Price is Right, spay and neuter your pets.
Is that so? I don't recall that portion of the episode.
Am I just making that up? I don't think so. I really do remember him saying at the end, and he'd be like, "Spay and neuter your kids," and then he would. No, I think he said pets, but it pissed a little. Wow. Bob Barker is not afraid of no ghosts, because he is a ghost now. Aw. We do, before we hop off that ghost subject, I do want to say rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne, Chuck
Mhm.
Mangione. Also, rest in peace. He can rest somewhere. Hulk Hogan as well. They can all comes in threes.
It
All
does.
comes in threes.
Mhm,
Yep.
mhm.
All
Always that
celebrity deaths.
there's a yeah, it's a weird theory about that. But yeah, we are creeping up here to the end of the hour. Was there
Hmm.
one quick little thing you wanted to get in here before we wrap it up?
Well, I guess we can do some, some shout outs, or we can do some calls to action if you want for a few things
Sure,
for
sure.
Beer, Booze, and Boogeyman. So
Mhm.
we don't yet have the date of the episode. I don't think we actually chose the date yet, but it is happening in early August. We're doing, see if I can remember what it is. We're
August
doing
5th. August 5th.
August 5th. Is we
Mhm.
kept it on August 5th?
Mhm.
Tuesday?
Mhm.
Okay,
Uh,
August 5th, Tuesday at 8:30, 9. I think we decided 9.
yeah, your time,
9
Eastern,
PM.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, 9
Mhm.
PM Eastern. Look at me doing these calls to actions so bad. Uh,
Do it,
we're
everybody.
doing sleep paralysis demons, and sleep paralysis in general. So if you have trouble sleeping and you can't get a doctor's note, call in on us, and then three-way call the doctor with us on the phone, and we will help you get that prescription
Yeah.
for any kind of sleep drugs.
Definitely.
Um,
We wanna talk to your doctor. They're not
we want
giving
to
you
talk
what
to
you
your
need to
doctor.
get a good night's
Hmm.
sleep. Fuck that doctor, but we also wanna talk to him. Yeah, any of these sleep paralysis experience, and they're all so weird and so scary. Like, I've had instances in the night, and it is just it's indescribable, like, how extra scary it is. Um,
Hmm.
call it, even if you don't think it was paranormal or anything like that, you know for a fact, like, "No, I always have sleep paralysis." But this is what happened one time. This was the scariest episode I ever we want to hear those stories
Yep.
along with any encounters that you've had with, I mean, Debu's help me out, the gray man, hat man, the old hag, any shadow person with glowing eyes, big giant pan-sized spiders lowering from the ceiling. People see some weird stuff, and I want to hear about
Yep.
it.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna add this on top of it, and this is let's see, maybe this is a challenge to all you out there listening, and to all the people that will be listening for this. I will have whiskey with me again,
Oh boy.
just
Oh
like in
boy.
Parapalooza. If you can tell me a story of your sleep paralysis demon that scares me, I will take a shot. And so that's the challenge out there. I am sacrificing my body and my liver. BCR, you can't tell me no. I'm stubborn. So I am putting out the challenge there. It seems to work, just like it worked on Parapalooza. So I am doing a shot challenge. King of Shots, Lord of Shots is back. So if you were there, you tell me a story that scares me. I'll take a shot for you. Yep, whiskey. Oh dear. So we want you guys to subscribe and prescribe to Beer, Booze, and Boogeymen. You can get us online at YouTube. You can find us on social medias, TikTok, Beer, Booze, and Boogeymen. You can find us on Instagram. You can find us on the Book of Faces Facebook. And you can message us on there because, honestly, D-Booze is always online and he's always responsive. So if you want to talk to him, if you want to talk to the other ones of us, you can't.
We're unavailable.
We're unavailable.
But D-Booze is always there. Always there to lend an ear.
Always your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He'll put a ring on it.
Yeah. So catch up with us. Follow the journey at Beer, Booze, and Boogeymen on basically all of the socials. Follow us on. Is it TikTok that we're trying to get to that 5K? D-Booze?
Yes.
I believe it's TikTok. Yeah. Help us get there and share the videos. And join us. Keep an eye out on social for next week's Paranormal Happy Hour. It'll be D-Booze and Gil. I do believe it'll be those two. But yeah. Keep an eye out. And of course, plan to join us August 5th for the next episode.
Indeed.
All right. All right. Closing salutations.
Sure. We love y'all, and we had a great time. See us next week, and it might be a random assortment of people. It might be D-Booze and G-Booze. It might be other people. We'll see. We don't even know ourselves, but somebody will see you next week. So we love you. Have a good one.
Love y'all. Good night.
Bye.